And we're live. Hello and welcome to an unnamed show. I'm your host, Maddie ALLin, streaming here on a weekly basis or more. Sorry, there are some people on set that are making me laugh. Here's the intro. Hit the like and subscribe button, and we are going to talk about today's crypto topics. Welcome.
It's from Maddie ALLin of Hex Therapy Live. I like Maddie. Maddie tries to make the world a healthier place. He's a mental health professional. He's done research.
Big videos on sudden wealth syndrome.
There's nothing that a human being could do better than try and heal his fellow man.
Maddie ALLin's got that covered. He does emotional, feel-good, mind management, emotion stuff like as his gig because he's a therapist. That's what he does for a living. Like he helps heal people.
Everyone wants to know where the next crypto market contagion is going to come from now that FTX blew itself up to the tune of about $10 billion. Do you know how much that is? That's over 10 times as much as the one that they just made a documentary about, Elizabeth Holmes. Yeah, that's right. She only stole $900 million of investor funds, and Sam Bankman-Fried and his cronies, well, it was like a frat house that they were running out of the Bahamas. That's the group that took $10 billion worth of people's funds and lost them. And I think it's really amazing. The first tweet that we're going to go over here is from a troll online called Barrica Wall, also known as Eric Wall. And he tweeted today, you can see on the screen for those of you listening. He said, I wake up each morning and I can't get over the fact that FTX raised $2 billion from Sequoia. These are all famous hedge funds. Sequoia, Temasek, Paradigm, on the virtue of being quote unquote regulated and trusted, whereas Richard Hart raised $2 billion from trailer park people using MLM tactics, and FTX still turned out to be the bigger scam. What? Well, Barrica Wall is one of the biggest trolls of the Hex community, and I really pulled out all the stops whenever Brad Mills decided to chime in. So Brad Mills, who's a well-known Bitcoiner, who's also streamed with Richard Hart, he chimed in about 3 hours ago to say, crypto is all the same, with different forms of charlatans and digital snake oil dealers in charge. Well, I pointed out just under that, Brad, you sold 8 million Hex at a loss, and I tried to gift you some last year at Christmas. All you had to do was hold for like 1.5 years, and he would have literally turned his 0.25 Bitcoin, quarter of a Bitcoin that he had invested in Hex, back when it was 2 Satoshis. We don't even measure it in Satoshis anymore because that's how low it was back then. He would have turned a quarter of a Bitcoin into 80 Bitcoin if he had simply just held, if he just did nothing. But Brad wanted to be a trader, and he got wrecked. He wrecked himself. He bought something that he, was speculating on. He wanted to do a quick flip, and then he's been bad-mouthing it ever since. When it's all Hex has done since he sold it at 2 Satoshis is go up in price, up and up and up and up. Let's see if we can calculate how many Satoshis we are at now. So let me see. Dollars to Satoshis. Okay, because we know Hex is about 3 cents. And so if we have a calculator here, 0.03 to a Satoshi convert. $179 Satoshis. Okay. So 179 divided by 2, his entry point. So he is, even with Hex being down over 90%, Brad Mills, if he had held his 8 million Hex, could have still sold them at a 90x today. At a 90x, this man is trash talking something that is up 90x from where he bought it. Okay. So I made the point that he lost, we won, we proved what Bitcoiners preach but don't practice, which is real crypto means DeFi and HODL. So Baraka Wall comes in. I'm not sure if he's like defending Brad or like dunking on him, kind of just general trolling. He says Brad bought Hex to make money as a financial activist. He lost money on it, and now he's complaining that other people are doing the exact same thing he tried to do, but isn't sucking at it as much as him. Okay. Seems like a diss to me. And then I pulled up the video that I made over a year ago, where I said that Brad Mills was making a mistake selling Hex at 2 sats and that I was going to be holding mine. When did I make this video? November 19th. That's today. Exactly 2 years ago now. Whoa, this was one of the first videos that I ever made. November 19th, 2020. Wow. Okay, so today is the 2-year anniversary. I didn't know this. Today is the 2-year anniversary of when I made the video dunking on Brad Mills selling Hex at 2 sats. And it just so happens that out of the 3 times a year I dunk on Brad Mills, it just so happened to be today that we did that. And guess what? Today is also the 2-year anniversary of the Hex Big Payday. That is right. That's right. It's all coming back to me now. So happy anniversary to all of you Hexicans who got in before the big payday. Very, very funny and cool. Yeah, the crowd's going wild right now based on that coincidence. Okay, so that's the first thing that happened today on Twitter. Hope that helps. And then, I mean, here's the thing we started with that's connected. Sorry, here it is. Bitcoin Archive says, breaking, Grayscale Bitcoin Trust is now at a 46% discount to the Bitcoin price, a new record. And again, what we're seeing is confusing because you have paper Bitcoin on the market and you're not sure what to make of it. But if there is still contagion left to be had, if everybody was borrowing from each other and everybody thought that they had Bitcoin on all these exchanges like FTX, like the one that Anthony Pompliano was promoting for so long, all of these centralized exchanges, which are abbreviated CEX, versus decentralized exchanges, a DEX. And Hex has always traded on decentralized exchanges like Uniswap, whereas Bitcoin and all these other assets that are being mismanaged and that have fraud associated with them, they have been traded on centralized exchanges, which are corrupt. So we know this. It's just now that the rest of the market is figuring it out. And that's another reason why I am probably going to continue to keep shilling my product pretty hard, which is Time Pays Me. And the reason why Time Pays Me is such an important thing, I'll be going on lots of people's shows to talk about it. Let's see, I think on Tuesday, maybe? On Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm going on Jake Goggins' show. He has about 55,000 subscribers on YouTube and 150,000 on Twitter. I actually, I met Jake at the Bitcoin conference and we've stayed in touch. He's like a really cool guy. And I was messaging him today, like, hey, why don't we make sure that everybody who's punching at your level is actually streaming onto Twitter at the same time they're streaming onto YouTube? Look, Elon Musk buying Twitter, that's a big deal. That's something that is going to cause maybe Twitter to start working better. And, you know, that's another here's another insight that rings true to me about what Elon is saying right now in the media and what I've experienced making my own company, is that it's the one or two super genius devs that do all the work at these huge companies that, at Microsoft, Google, Apple, Facebook, Twitter even. Elon was able to go in and fire 90% of the staff and have better metrics on the website than ever because of this power law distribution of work actually getting done. And I think that that's a really fascinating, kind of psychology thing, organizational psychology type stuff, is why is it that a company can lose 90% of its employees and function better than ever? That's a mystery that kind of, I think, tells you a lot about the hardest workers. And, the team that I've put together has the hardest workers. And the two issues that we're trying to solve are being able to time lock any cryptocurrency, any PRC or ERC20. And we might limit that to Pulse Chain and Pulse X in the beginning. And then we also want to make it so that people can undo a hack. And that's really important these days because centralized exchanges are the alternative that people have to go to because people are worried that they will lose their crypto or it will get hacked. And so I'm still looking for input. I'm still looking for the right words to use when I'm describing being able to undo a misfortune in crypto, like being able to block a hack or reverse a hack, whatever you want to call it. But I think that what people experience more often than getting hacked is them losing their own keys anyway. And in either of those two cases, there are certain ways that if people configure their smart contract ahead of time, and this is what I've invented, is a way for you to hold your own keys, to own your own smart contract that just has rules about withdrawing. And so if a hacker comes along and gets your 12 seed words, then they have to put in a withdrawal request, just like you would if they want to withdraw the funds, and that comes with a 7-day wait period. Well, if you're not the one who withdrew the funds, then you get a notification saying somebody's withdrawing your funds, and then you have 7 days to basically shut it down. And the way you would shut it down is by telling the blockchain you want to switch the ownership of that vault that you've created with a pre-selected address that you chose ahead of time, which could be your other cold storage wallet. It could be your friend or family member or whoever onboarded you into crypto. Either way, it's going to be very important to address some of these major pitfalls in crypto. And I think that it's like the Richard Hart ecosystem. It's what I've invented and what my team is putting together. This is, I think, going to make a big difference in crypto to be able to not have to worry about those things. And then maybe you won't have to trust a middleman to not run away with your crypto. And that's all we see over and over again is people, when they have to choose between trusting themselves and trusting somebody who seems reputable, it's the person who has a $10 billion incentive to seem reputable that ends up running away with the $10 billion, and everybody else gets left holding an empty bag. And so crypto was invented with the hopes of solving problems like these. And now more problems will be solved than ever because we're on the right path in crypto. When you value not your keys, not your coins, and when you've already lived in a world where you understand the risks for years, then that's the point where in a bear market, people are innovating, such as myself. And so if you want to contribute, if you want to learn more, go follow Time Pays Me on Twitter and on Telegram. And if you're really, really interested in weighing in, you can go to my Telegram group, Smart Vault Me, which is the old name of the project. And that's where about my daily alpha. So with that being said, let's check in with the chat. We are 15 minutes into this 1 hour stream, and we're going to see what's going on here with everybody. Yeah, there's a thread here. The white paper version 0, it should say 34 tweets. So this is all the ideas behind Time Pays Me, which is time locking, and you drip out based on time served, and then undoing a hack, and then maybe getting paid from the impatience of others. We're still going back and forth on the best way to implement that, and all that good kind of stuff. So let me see here. Thank you, Matt in Bali. Appreciate you. Yes. Theranos, correct. Good call. Thanks for commenting. Yep, Eric Wall. There he is. Tin Top, what's up, Hexicans? Crypto Gains Club 369. Sup, Maddie? Hope you're feeling better. The pain comes and goes, but you know, it helps my pain level to focus on something else, which is streaming. Heximus 007. Hey, Hexicans. Hi, Maddie from Dublin. Great to see you've recovered. I am trying. I still can't lift more than 1 pound. Both my clavicles are broken from being a passenger in a car accident. But here I am, sticking with streaming. I wonder if Grayscale is next to go belly up. That's what I'm asking myself, Finbear. And I don't want to create any FUD. I mean, I think those, like the GBTC and the GETH shares, those trade on the regular stock market, which is closed right now. So, and I really, really, really can't tell people if they're selling the bottom or not, if they dump those. But that really sucks to have those. I sold the very, 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 very few shares that I had in that way closer to the top when Richard Hart was calling it. And when Quanking was saying, like, look at this premium turning into a discount, you know, I got away with a 10% haircut on some sort of discount, you know, like on the price going negative compared to what they're holding. And it does make you wonder if they're holding garbage or what is up. Like which Bitcoin price is being manipulated? Is it the one on chain and the one off chain? I mean, I think hardcore Bitcoiners would say that it's the paper Bitcoin that's being manipulated. But still, you have to wonder. And the news that was being reported on Twitter is that Grayscale will not show proof of reserves, which is really bad. I mean, it's a fun story. Like the Winklevoss twins, which are the ones, they sued Mark Zuckerberg because they said that they helped invent Facebook when they went to Harvard with Mark Zuckerberg, right? Those guys, the Winklevi twins, they were the first known Bitcoin billionaires because they took their entire settlement from Mark Zuckerberg. That was like, I don't know, 10 or $20 million. They put it all into Bitcoin when Bitcoin was like under $1 or something. So maybe it wasn't, no, because I don't think they have that many Bitcoin, but you get the idea. They loaded up before anybody really knew about Bitcoin. So it's weird that the exchange that they started isn't showing its keys. That's a really bad sign. But again, don't trade on this. This is not financial advice. I'm not just saying that now because I've always said that. What happened to BitBoy? You're going to have to be more specific. He lost weight. He stopped doing as many pump and dumps. He became like a crusader in the crypto space. And a lot of people, including Richard Hart, are like starting to root for him more. So But I mean, this, BitBoy, he's the #1 crypto influencer. I messaged with him back and forth just a couple of days ago, like asking about, asking for, I guess, advice or asking for support. So it's kind of cool. I would like, because he has such a big audience, I would like to go on his show and explain how to undo a hack and just give people hope about DeFi. Because CeFi is not DeFi. Centralized is not the same as decentralized. Maddie, I am happy you're still streaming, bro. Hey, thanks. 61 to the 64th. Is that tell us about your username if you would. That sounds like the number of atoms in the universe, or like the number of possible seed phrases combinations that exist. Let me see. Good evening, folks. RIP Twitter, LOL. Is it really that bad? Hey, I got my check mark finally. There was a bug in upgrading your check mark, so I would have paid $8 3 or 4 days ago, but I was already a member of Twitter Blue and it kept crashing when I tried to upgrade it. But now I am verified, whatever that means. Right? Elon Musk is fascinating in and of himself. That is correct. It's not hardest workers, it's the more passionate ones that get the work done. Hey, that's a good insight, Mikey. Counter hack. Yeah. But what about when you just lose your crypto? That's more common. But you don't think you're going to lose your crypto. So you think you're going to get hacked when you sign up for something. So maybe it shouldn't be named after losing your crypto, even though that's what is going to happen to more people. And they'll be able to recover it they will possibly be able to recover it in a similar way to if they get hacked, because then as long as they still have some access, and we're still working out the details and not ready to announce the final details as well, because we don't want people to get confused about how the product works. But the idea is that there might be some sort of key or verification or something that you can use without your seed words that grants you access to switch ownership. Happy Saturday, fam, from Hexy Quinn. Yo, shout out to you. Algore, great idea, Maddie. Hey, thanks. Yeah, I never thought getting hacked was a good idea, and now I have a way around it, I think. But it's going forward, basically. It's not going to apply to past stuff. That's like, if you have like all the stuff I have staked already, not going to apply to that until that cycles out of its stake and serves its time. Costa Rica, ready to leave the US. T.me/smartvaultme. Why wouldn't you want to get all of my daily updates, which maybe once or twice a day? Molly S. Hi, Maddie. Hello back to you. Does Time Pays Me have a token? It does not. It doesn't have a sacrifice. It's being developed, I don't want to say for free. We might take a fee. We might not. But the way that it would work with a fee is that it would be like, if you wanted to take 10% out early, we call that an early payday. If we decide to offer this side, if we decide to offer yield or whatever you want to call it, bonus money or whatever, we still have to work that out. It would be like you would pay maybe a 1% fee on your principal every time, or like the only time that you take 10% out early. And you can read about that in the tweet storm, the thread that I put on the Time Pays Me Twitter. And there are some cool 20-minute videos that people in the community have already made about Time Pays Me. And the one that Ben Dubard has is still, I would say, very much up to date with the last announcement that we made. And the thing's going to keep changing as people continue to give awesome feedback, and we continue to like write the code and test it and test out how we think that the game theory is going to play. So is Hex getting sued to SEC? To my knowledge, it's there are some people who are getting asked questions. Inquiry, subpoena, but no court orders, it seems. Streaming is very healing. Hello from Denmark. Yo, shout out to you, Casper. Good to see you're doing well, Maddie. Thanks. It's always great to get on here and stream. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. Hit the like button. I know it's all the way on the screen, but it helps a lot. Coinbase tweeted today that GBTC has BTC on their exchange. I want to know how much. I want to see proof of reserves. This, if you can't, okay, so first of all, they're claiming that they can't show because of security reasons. That sounds like an excuse that's not going to work in crypto. The whole reason why crypto was invented was to create transparency. And then you create a bunch of Bitcoin IOUs that aren't redeemable in this trust. And then the trust is obviously having a credibility crisis because of the 46% discount. It's wild. Yeah, like I don't know if people should be buying it or selling it. I don't know how people should be playing the bit, but like I don't play Bitcoin because it's like, why would I trade Bitcoin? It's perfect recipe to lose money. There's not that much upside really, and so that's the big problem there for me. BitBoy was shilling everything. Now he's trying to clean up his act. Well, I hope so. Twitter has never been better, says Hollywood Trader. I'm sending ETH to you for counsel. Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate it. My my only donation address is matty.eth, MATI.eth. And I really appreciate the people who have been donating because I want a little bit of a war chest because I'm going to keep streaming. Haven't done anything wrong. So that's the idea is that, and I also respect Hexo for deciding to take a break from streaming or to stop streaming and all that. But here I am for the community. Please, 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 if you are hurting for money, do not donate. If you have money that you want to donate, please donate to my donation address for legal fees and whatever may come this way. My name, so your screen name is based on a song you helped shoot the music video for. Look up Lil Zay Osama 61st to 64th. It's a rap song. Very cool. Very cool. Always a good origin story in some of these screen names. Could you add an option to the Time Pays Me to set a specific date in the future when you choose to release your tokens? So I think the best design is actually to have it drip out to you over time. And if you don't want the drip to be too big, then you lock a little bit longer. And if you want to weigh in and you want to join a discussion, join the Telegram group, t.me/smartvaultme, and just pick one of the, I'll just start a thread right now and I'll ask for feedback and then you can comment on it. And that keeps that Telegram room like really clean. Feedback on Time Pays Me. Comment here. Okay. So people can leave comments there if they have suggestions, but basically I went round and round. I thought about it for hours and hours and hours, weeks and weeks and weeks. I think it's better because you don't want all your money coming out at once. Probably. I mean, I can't say what's right for you, but in my experience, time locking for almost 3 years now, and trying every strategy under the sun and spending hundreds and hundreds of hours streaming about it, thinking about it with some of the best minds in the space. I really think that dripping to you. So basically the idea here is that, let's say you time lock for a year. Every week, due to the security restriction, every week you can do a withdraw. And so the most that you can withdraw if you wait a week on a year-long time lock is 2%, because 2% is about what a week is to a year. That's basically, a year is 52 weeks. So now let's think about it. If you time lock for 10 years, if you time lock for 10 years, then it would be 0.2% a week that you could get out, because it's 10 times longer. So those are the numbers you'd kind of be looking at. And so if you think about it, I mean, if on a 10-year lock, you have to wait 5 years to withdraw 50%, you could see, and you don't have to withdraw just because you've served the time. It will be there waiting for you when you're ready. So for example, you could time lock for 10 years and you could come in every month or every quarter or every year or every other year on your birthday. Like, it's up to you, like when you want to withdraw what is dripped out. Just sent you a 10th of an ETH, Maddie. Hey, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It helps give me the peace of mind when I know that I have funds in my legal war chest, right? So that it means a lot, and I thank you and everybody else who has donated. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I really do. I love streaming and educating people about crypto. I love talking about what I've done for mental health as a retired therapist, and so it's helping me do my work, and I do this for free. Don't get paid by anybody, and so to have the community support me at a time when I do have kind of like, I have kind of an expense that's been incurred due to my not taking bribes in an industry that's full of snakes, in an industry where probably 90 or 99% of the YouTubers are all getting paid by pump and dumps. I am not. So it means a lot when you all support. Thank you. Mr. 25th Fret. There you go. That's a cool name too. If you can find a way to love how you earn a living, you'll never work again. Exactly. Thanks for stepping up, Maddie, says Bob Lagai. Can't stick around, but I'll try checking out on the replay. Awesome. If you're watching on the replay, like Bob will be later today, please comment. Let me know what you like, what you don't like, and or just comment, hey, what's up, yo, delay gratification, whatever you want to say. What's up, Arc Hexagon? Can you allows us, okay. When it's reached a certain price target, that would require an oracle, and that problem hasn't been solved yet in a trustless manner. And so the most important thing to me and my team, and really it's like the Richard Hart ecosystem, is not having admin keys. Not having admin keys is another way that blockchain products can not be securities, because there is no ongoing expectation of work. There's no managerial effort that's needed. These are specific legalese terms that are used in the Howey test, which is part of, I guess, how the law has been played out and decided over time. So now, our Taylor Swift tickets, when you resell them on StubHub, is that a security? Maybe in an overreaching SEC world, maybe it would be, but there's that would be much more of a security than Hex ever would be, because you're relying on work of others. Like Taylor Swift has to show up and do her thing, and everybody who sets up the stage for her. And there's like a massive company that's behind it. That's in there. So in crypto and in finance, whenever something goes horribly wrong, like this week with FTX, where like $10 billion got stolen, everybody wants to point a finger and everybody has an opinion and stuff. And you can really get it twisted. Like let's take this example. I can make somebody feel bad for reselling their perfectly good car if let's say they won a new car from a giveaway, and so they want to sell their old car. Well, they need a new buyer to come in to buy the car, right? Or otherwise it's worthless, right? And so some people could say that about cryptocurrencies. And the truth is that whether you need a new buyer or not, how is that any different than any other asset? So to be a security, I guess you need a lot more than that. But to just kind of, people misuse Ponzi-nomics. People misuse like multi-level marketing. Like you have to have multiple levels in those situations. You have to have fraud in those situations. And Hex is something that's worked from the day it was released. It was not a promise coin. It was a finished product. It didn't have a sacrifice phase or any of that. The way that that was done back then was was not the case. So reaching a certain price target is impossible because you need an admin key. Not having an admin key is like one of the best parts of DeFi. But there might be a way to do it. I could think of some ways to do it, but I think there's always like an issue with it. So maybe someday we'll get that. And I appreciate the suggestion. And I think you're thinking like that's what we need is people to just say what they really want. And then maybe someday we'll get it. Let me see here. And by the way, it says, my thumbnail says, is Maddie going to go daily? And it's got a question mark. So that doesn't mean I'm going to go daily. It just means I'm questioning it. Obviously, I didn't stream on my own channel yesterday. I did stream with Cabana for a little bit less than half an hour. Hexican American. What's up, fellow Hexicans? Magical time to be alive. In the middle of a bear market. Look, people are in a good mood. Can you believe it? Turn your volume up, please, Maddie. Test. I don't know if that's any better, but I've been in a car accident and I'm still recovering and I don't have my fancy microphone. So I guess all of our ears will be wrecked. Or just a limited option to only pulse. Still can't do it, but it's a good idea. So beneficial to the token holder that the option could be added. It's not possible with the current technology we have, but look, we're just figuring out the technology to reverse a hack and to stop you from losing your crypto if you misplace it. So it's going in the right direction. Pulse Bezos, good to see you. When is Pulse Chain launching? I don't work for Pulse Chain. How would I know? Only 12 years to go for the first Quattro Cinco to come home. That's right, Finbear. So you can't move Hex that's staked to a different wallet to have a different security profile. There's a way that you can take your MetaMask seed words and you can load them into a Trezor, and then you can upgrade your security in that way. But I would recommend people to learn more than just an offhanded comment before you go doing stuff like that. If we can't stick together in a time like this, we would not be Hexicans. Shout out to you. What's up, Tarnwig? Why you been lurking? We want to see you comment from the beginning. Doesn't Ticketmaster get fees either way? Well, not enough according to them. You know, I tried to put Richard in a stadium in Austin, Texas, and I flew there and I looked into it, and they wanted so much of a cut. They wanted so much of a cut of the ticket sales, no matter what. So much. It was ridiculous. Ridiculous. You're a good force for our community. That's good to hear. I hope so. Your volume has been fine. People need to watch on a different device, maybe. Randy Hilarski goes from Monday or Tuesday to Thursday streaming. Seems more doable. Cool. I like the idea of keeping my Tuesday night spot. Thursdays, I might do a little bit earlier. I haven't decided yet. I'm giving it a try. The last time I streamed a couple days ago, I think was at 1:00 p.m. Central Time. Today, I'm trying at 4. Normally, like through all of time, my standard stream time has been 7:30 p.m. Central. And for 103 weeks, I've streamed on every Tuesday and Thursday night, with maybe 3 exceptions where I streamed like the following day if it was a Thursday and I was traveling and I was really tired or something. But if you're looking for my content, it's twice a week, like super consistently. What else do we have here in the news? Oh, Pulse Bitcoin launched for the first time. That's kind of interesting. That was an airdrop. So Pulse Dogecoin was an airdrop to Hexicans that was worth, in some cases, more than people even staked. If you only had 1 T-share from before the big payday and you got hit with one of these airdrops from Pulse Dogecoin, there was like 100 PLSD. That got up to being worth like $900 at one point, and probably still worth like 500. So shout out. Thanks for the free money. But people have been converting. Basically, they've been time locking for 30 days their Pulse Dogecoin, or if after they convert it to ASIC miners, and then you can mine your PLSB Pulse Bitcoin, and so that's 30 days old now. So the first Pulse Bitcoin that was time locked on the first day it was offered is now starting to come out, and people set up a Uniswap pool, and it's trading at like $2.50, something like that. So not sure if that's profitable for people or what, but kind of cool to see people keep developing and making fun stuff in the space. Good to see you recovered well. Well, thank you. Yeah, still in a good amount of pain, but hanging in there. Susie Q, you're amazing, Maddie. Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. Let me see here. I'm going to start the outro music, even though we have another like 15 minutes left, but it's just kind of... There we go. Feel weird that I don't have a show logo up on this one at the moment. It's very weird to me. I need to put something there. How about Time Pays Me? It's a very rudimentary logo. Maybe you can become a streamer. Go to t.me/hexstreamer. No, Hex YouTube. t.me/Hex YouTube. Chain 101. My chain analysis course that's free. Go to pls.gallery. let's see, 115 people watching. What else do you want to know about? Hit me up in the comments. We have another 10 or 15 minutes before the show's over. I've already covered so much. I'm going back to my Twitter to see what we missed in terms of news. Stream. Oh, this is interesting. I've got plenty of material, people. I could talk for days. Here we go. So, documenting Bitcoin, another Twitter account, they made a list of all the Bitcoin, the history of Bitcoin that's been lost on exchanges. So Bitcoinica is the first one they've listed here. They lost 61,000 Bitcoin. And it looks like these are in order, in temporal order, going throughout history. So then you had Bitfloor, 24,000 Bitcoin. Mt. Gox is the biggest one on this list by far. It's 650,000 Bitcoin. But remember, the total value of those was not as big as the one down here, FTX, losing 70,000. Bitstamp lost 19,000. BTC-E 66,000. Bitfinex 120,000 Bitcoin. Quadriga CX, there's a whole documentary made on that. 10,000 Bitcoin. Okay, but remember, the Bitcoin were more valuable than in 2018, 19, somewhere in there. Whenever it was. Cred lost 10,000. Fcoin lost 10,000. Celsius. So now we get to like this bear market. Celsius loses 105,000 Bitcoin. BlockFi, oh, that's the Anthony Pompliano one. BlockFi, 30,000 question mark. Voyager, 10,000 question mark. FTX, 70,000. Wow. That's a lot. It's a lot of Bitcoin to be losing on centralized exchanges because people run away with the money or they gamble it away without asking you. Oh, this was interesting. This is some Hex FUD. So apparently the guys over at Free Pulse, they identified whose wallet this was that had 277 million Hex. And they were like taunting the person, I guess Alex Rubens or whatever, who like doesn't say anything on here about Hex, but could just be like a random shark or whale. Even if he sold all of that in one order, he would only get $5 million plus Hex would go to a penny only. Like it wouldn't drop down to zero or whatever. Like even somebody who has this much Hex is not that much of a risk. But they're kind of like taunting him with this like screen grab of something that looks like Hex.pink, but is probably something that's in development that shows you exactly what kind of price impact you get from a certain amount of price slippage. It's the decentralized market maker contract, the technology under the hood of DeFi that allows us to know exactly how much somebody would get in a single market buy based on the liquidity that's available. And then people freaking out. So I would have freaked out. And then somebody reminded me just how good Hex is. I mean, you're not ever going to catch the absolute bottom of something. You're not going to sell the top. It's impossible for everybody to do that. So that's why I'm dollar cost averaging in at this point, and I'm not going to let FUD like this scare me because there's so much it seems like there's been so much buy support in the past that like I don't get scared off. And just like all the FUD I described in my last stream, there is plenty more pain that could come, but I'm not going to let this be it. I'm the person who has a $250 million Hex ready to sell. That doesn't scare me. Good evening from London. Keep up the great work. Thanks, Invest Dex. You claimed your Pulse BTC miner, question mark? I created one to test out and see how it works. I don't think I really put that much into it. Maybe like $100, like I had $100 left of some stuff. But I mean, if you really believe in it, then don't you think it'll just, you know, if it's that great, I don't need that much of it. But if it is, then I don't know. So I didn't get going with it until like 10 days in or something. So I think I still have some time before my miner is done mining. I just wanted to see how it works because I'm building stuff in the space. I want to know how time locking stuff works. Hex looks like it's at test of the spring of Wyckoff accumulation over the past 6 months. Fireworks soon, question mark. I posted a chart on TradingView. Cool, Z. Then the Hex piranhas go in and eat up all that loose Hex. Cool stream, Maddie. Thanks, lazy Hexican. When I see a decent coin at 0.00000034, I look closer. 20 can go a long way if you don't mind possibly losing it. Yeah, I mean, like you also have to worry about like unit bias and total supply and tokenomics and macro conditions. And at the end of the day, nobody really knows. I think product market fit goes a long way. I think something that's unique, it has a walled garden, something that has a community that can't be copied, all that good kind of stuff is what I look for. Charles Stone. Hi, Maddie. Hi, Charles. Funkmaster Hex. I've been away from your streams for a while. What's your thoughts on PHEX versus EHEX prices in the next bull? I think that Hex could do really well if it still has product market fit and has a walled garden and has a great community. And all the pumpamentals that go into like the T-share price always going up and people time locking to make it more scarce. Now, with that being said, it's still supply and demand. So the way that I would look at it is the amount of Hex that's coming out of people's time locks where they got 1,000x on their principal needs to be smaller than the amount of people coming in and buying because they think sending money to your future self is such a cool thing. And that helps the system work to your advantage in dollar price appreciation. But remember, that's not the point of the system. The point of the system is to be able to earn Hex inflation in Hex terms. That's the only thing the contract can guarantee you. It can't guarantee you the dollar price because the world is crazy. So the world could be crazy for Hex, or the world could be crazy against Hex. I mean, nobody can predict that. Literally nobody. So I'm not going to get sidetracked with like, what are the prices of EHEX, PHEX? That sounds like a trading question. Like for the next bull, I mean, it could be anything. But I hope my product is out by then because it will allow you to like drip to yourself and you can sell every week and just dollar cost average out of something that you don't like anymore, or dollar cost average into something that you do like. Chill. You're taking over for Hexo. Good to see you tonight, sir. I am not really framing it like that because I'm not saying that I'm going to stream every day, but it's a situation where the reason I streamed 2 days ago at 1 o'clock was I wanted to let everybody in Hexo's audience know, like, hey, I do my twice weekly streams. I still like Hex, you know? And liquidity feels interesting, like a way to get a read on who's buying, holding on exchange. Talk about account bots is another place to observe people. Yep. I mean, like, which one do you think becomes the more dominant. Okay, so now we're not so the most dominant. I think that if you have lower fees to onboard people, that could become more dominant. So I like P-Hex better than E-Hex off the bat, if you're making me choose. We like the token. I saw Johnny Chaos is back on Twitter. Thank God. And so that's exciting to people. People were worried, of course. He's one of our most outspoken and best spoken Hexicans. He came on Game Theory Gang on Tuesday night. Go check it out. The second half of that episode was Choice. We are 55 minutes and 55 seconds in, so I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping it up. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Hit the like and subscribe button. Join my Telegram groups. Take my free chain analysis course. Go to allmylinks.com/allin. If you are not rich yet, do not donate to Maddie.eth. If you are rich, donate to Maddie.eth, please. You can find me here on Tuesdays and Thursdays and some other days as well. You can go just hit the bell notification. I know we all try not to get over notified, but this is the best way for you to know when I will be streaming. Still going to be Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. Central, 8:30 Eastern Time, 5:30 over on the West Coast. And comment, let me know who should be my next guest. That's a great question. Make this your exception. If you never comment, today's the day you could comment and you could tell me who my next guest should be. Thank you. So until next time, my friends, stake wisely and peace out.
It's from Maddie ALLin of Hex Therapy Live. I like Maddie. Maddie tries to make the world a healthier place. He's a mental health professional. He's done research.
Videos on sudden wealth syndrome.
There's nothing that a human being could do better than try and heal his fellow man.
Maddie ALLin's got that covered. Does emotional, feel good, mind management, emotion stuff like as his gig because he's a therapist. That's what he does for a living. Like he helps heal people.